All right, so with Godzilla X Kong a couple of days away, and since I reviewed all of the Godzilla X Kong Playmates figures that I was able to grab that the targets by me had, I figured I would take it back to the Godzilla vs. Kong 2021 Playmates 6-inch set. And this is all the figures in the 6-inch set. We have Godzilla, of course Kong, Mecca Godzilla, a skull crawler, and a Warbat. So yeah, this is the complete set of 6-inch figures for that. And I'm just gonna basically go one by one and review them quickly, and then I'll compare them with the Godzilla and Kong of Godzilla X Kong from Playmates, and we'll see what the differences are. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start off here with the lovable ape himself, Kong. And this is a much better figure than the Skull Island version of Kong, which was basically like a dark, like all black face on a brown body, and it just, the face did not capture Kong. This one does. I absolutely love this. This looks really nice as far as screen accuracy is concerned in the face. I think the teeth are fairly well done here. The paint inside the mouth is well done. The eyes are really nice. It conveys a pissed off Kong. You know, they're nothing too spectacular, but they're done just right. It's like a nice orange and black, and it makes Kong look pissed off and menacing. His chest looks fairly good. Of course, they have the scratches from Godzilla on there. You're going to get the axe here, which is okay. You know what I mean? It's not the best version of Godzilla's dorsal plate right there, but maybe they could have done a little bit better job with the paint on that to make it a little bit brighter to reflect that. But still, it's nice that you get the axe anyway. And this figure has quite a bit of articulation. The hands and fists turn. It bends at the elbows. The shoulders go out and around. The legs move quite nicely as well. You have a nice bend at the knee. And overall, this is a fairly solid Kong. You know what I mean? You could put him in a bunch of poses. You could turn his head. So he's got multiple points of articulation. The fur is just okay. It's kind of a washed out. I like the look of the paint on this. It's like a washed out look. And the fur is okay. It's serviceable. It's not loaded with nooks and crannies. Like some of the other Kong figures in the Godzilla X Kong figure. But it is quite nice. They make them look really nice and muscular. And for this one, the face is the highlight of the figure, you know. And, you know, you're looking at basically the hero of the movie, you know. It's, I think that they handled the story of Godzilla versus Kong perfectly, where, you know, they gave Godzilla the rightful win when he fought Kong, but they let Kong win the movie. So it was a win-win all around for both Godzilla and Kong fans, because Kong got to help Godzilla and take out Mecca Godzilla. And that was just the coolest seeing the two of them fight Mecca Godzilla together, ram his head into the building. And I like this figure. There's really not too much complaints. You know what I mean? Probably the only thing I could say is they could have done the fur a little better, but I like the washed out look that they painted him with. And the axe might have been a little bit better. But otherwise, this is great. His face looks great. And now I'm going to compare him with the Godzilla X Kong so you can see the changes. Now, as you can see here, Playmates has definitely stepped up their game. And this is one of the reasons why I've been singing Playmates praises. And pretty much everybody has. I think the general consensus is Playmates make some really nice figures. Maybe the paint job could be a little bit better on some of them. I've seen some repaints of Playmates toys that they came out really nice. But the general overall consensus is that you're getting really good bang for your buck with these figures. They're making quality. Because these are only $9.99, man. You know what I mean? And you're getting a lot of quality. But you can see here that damn near everything is better on Kong. His face, his look, his beard. The fur is far more detailed. His chest is far more detailed. You're getting the multiple scratches on his chest from Godzilla. The eyes are fairly the same. It's the orange and black, still there to make Kong look pissed off and menacing. But they took the black out of his face, and I think that they made his face here much more realistic. The teeth are better. The paint inside the mouth is about the same, but the teeth are a little bit better. And then, of course, Kong, instead of the axe on this one, he has the beast glove. But as you can see, they're getting far more detailed. And if you see the difference in the two faces, yeah, that's pretty cool and it's fairly screen accurate. But this is really looking like Kong now. So, yeah, that's just a little comparison of these two for you. And then we'll just move on to the next one. All right. Now, this one here is the Warbat. And I got to be honest, this is really not a very well done figure. It's just feels like a plasticky piece of garbage, honestly. It's not very well done. The Warbat's mouth opens and closes and his wings kind of go back. But they're very, very flimsy. It's not the most solid. It comes with a stand, but I don't even use it. It stands, but it's not the most solid. You know, I would have to say that this is probably my least favorite out of all of the figures. Yeah, it's just, and the Warbat is so cool. And then the colors, you know, the Warbat was gray and red in the movie, and this is like an olive green and brown. I got this figure just for the sake of it, so I could have the complete set. But yeah, man, this one here, this is just a piece of crap. I'll show you something else. Yeah, I just took that piece off for you to show you that it's got a little bit of battle damage, which is just, I don't know. You know, this is just, if you're a completist, get this figure, but this is just nothing special. Not one of my favorites from Playmates. You know what I mean? Warbat was really cool in the movie when he fought Kong. You can see here his mouth closes. But this figure is the teeth. His teeth are kind of crappy. I don't know, man. This is just piece of shit. Next. All right. So now we're going to move on to the Skull Crawler here, which is, once again, not really the greatest. It's okay. It's better than the Warbat. But it's not the greatest. The paint job is just serviceable. It's okay. It doesn't go to the tip of the tail. You know, the articulation is the tail and the arms, which, you know, they kind of move in a weird way. You have to position them right or it looks kind of strange. That's how he looks from the front. You know, once again, nothing too crazy here. And then if you could see the eyes, I don't really like the eyes. I don't know. It almost looks like a humpback whale's eyes or something like that. You know, it's just these yellow beady dots with the black pupil. I don't know. The Higher Toys Skull Island Skullcrawler is the best Skullcrawler to me. With the best paint job. So this is, yeah, if you're a completist and you want all of the figures from the movie, then get this guy. Is it a great quality figure? Not really. It's not really. You know, and I don't like the paint on him either. He's like a brown with some red. You know, I would have liked it if he was more towards the color of the higher one, you know. And he's got a little bit of battle damage. I'll show you that also. That's the battle damage on him. I don't know. I guess it's his rib cage. The red, I guess, is supposed to represent blood. You know, it's neither here nor there, man. It's just whatever, dude. You know. It's a $9.99 figure, so what can I say? I bought it to complete the set. Doesn't do much for me. The paint inside the mouth is just a regular pink. You know, represent his tongue. Nothing special. Just nothing special going on here, man. All right, next. All right, now we have Mecca Godzilla, whose arms, legs, and head are a little bit softer than the rest of the figures. Once again, this is just okay. It's commendable for the detail on him, on his legs, on his arms, the claws, on the chest here. You know, they did put some nice detail. It's not exactly screen accurate. You have the, I guess it's the missile launchers on his shoulder. They did the spines completely red, which in the movie and on like the Bandai Mecca Godzilla, which I'll bring out in a second to compare him with this guy, just the tips are red. And this guy's tail is like, you know, it's kind of bendy, but it really doesn't go in more than one direction. And, you know, you can move the arms, you can move the legs, you could, his legs are kind of flappy, you know, like they're just not really, they're loose. So he doesn't stand up straight always. He's kind of like falling over a little bit. So, yeah, you know, some quality control there, you know. And you could raise his arms. You could make him do some kind of cool poses. But look at that. Look what his legs want to do. They want to fall back. So he's sitting on his tail. And I'm glad that he's falling all over the place so I could show you this right now because, you know, those are the signs of a figure that's not really quality. You know, which is, you know, they gave it the good old college try, Playmates, but they definitely, this is not one of the better figures either. It's kind of cool. It was the first of the new Mecca Godzillas that I got. But, you know, they do have detail on the back. He's got some, whatever those are. Those are the blasters that make him launch off when he punches. And then the inside of the mouth is ridiculous. You open it up and he's got a fucking keg. He's got a fucking keg of beer inside his mouth. What in the bloody blue hell is that? You know? So, you know, these are strange. While I think they did Godzilla and Kong very well, the Warbat, the Skullcrawler, and Mecca Godzilla are not so great. So great, man. Looks like he wants to sit back in a recliner or some shit, man. But, yeah, I mean, once again, this is if you only want to be a completist, man. You're not really getting your money's worth here. That's how I feel about this figure. I think Bandai, let me show you the Bandai. So, I mean, you could see here the difference is night and day. You know what I mean? Bandai is far more detailed. It's far more screen accurate. You see the difference in the dorsal plates. That's how they're supposed to be. I like the open claws on the Playmates. You know, they're kind of closed on the Bandai. But the Bandai is, you could just see here, it's clearly the better figure. It's also the much more expensive figure, so you could understand why it would be far more detailed than just the overall better figure with the better paint job. You know what I mean? He looks metal. He looks plastic. You know? So, all right, on to the next. All right, now it's the big G himself, Top Goji. And, you know, this is like kind of been the same mold, the same sculpt that Godzilla has had with Playmates for a while now. And I like it. I like the pose that he's in. I love the translucent blue spines. Of course, they don't continue to paint to the tip of the tail. And I can't, for the life of me, figure out why these companies don't do that. You know what I mean? Figure collectors complain about that all the time. Paint the figure to the tip of the tail. Why are you so chintz with the paint? It just doesn't look right, you know? When Godzilla blows his atomic breath, it starts at the tip of his tail, you know? And then you get the atomic breath piece, which is okay. It's kind of bendy. But it matches the translucent spines and is rather nice. Let you take a look at the figure from the front. Let's just take this out. And you can see his teeth are all right. Nothing special. Inside of his mouth, nothing special. The eyes are actually quite nice on this. I think they painted them just right. You can see the blue. You can see his black pupils. And the eyes on this figure is fairly well done. He's got some battle damage, so I'm going to show you that. Okay, so there you go. It's basically the same red that you see on the Skullcrawler and the Warbat. I guess this is the damage that he got when Mecca Godzilla blasted him in the chest with his red breath. Because he did get hit in the chest about there in the movie. So, whatever. It's just a removable piece. You know what I mean? So you could have a little bit of battle damage. Overall, I like this figure, though. It's okay for $9.99. Obviously, I think, you know, the pose, the eyes, and the translucent spines would probably be the highlight of this figure. Now, let's compare him with the two new 6 inches from Playmates and see what the differences are. Okay, so this is the difference from the 2021 Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla to the Godzilla X Kong Godzilla with Heat Ray and the evolved version from Godzilla X Kong. Now, all of these figures have their high points and their low points, but you could see the progression of how Godzilla evolved from Godzilla vs. Kong to the new movie. I love the spines. I love his dorsal plates on the Godzilla with Heat Ray from Godzilla X Kong. It also has the same battle damage. I'm not going to take it off, but it looks exactly the same. I happen to like this blue atomic breath better than the last one. It just looks much nicer. They painted this one almost to the tip of the tail. Not quite, but really loving that North Carolina blue. That's a nice touch. And then this is Godzilla in his fully evolved form. It might be a little too bluish green and like a tin or cream color there, as opposed to, I don't know if that's exactly screen accurate, you know what I mean? I've seen, what's his name? Luis Duran paint this thing in hot pink, and it just came out gray and hot pink, and it came out so awesome, man. And I really love that. Of course, highlight of this figure is the beautiful translucent pink spines, and I happen to really like his atomic breath here. It's a nice shape. It looks cool. The eyes are not as well done here. They're bigger. They're just, I don't know. They just look like bugged out eyes. They're much bigger. It almost seems like the eyes got worse as they went along. The 2021 had the best set of eyes. These are okay too. And then those are just like, I don't know what's going on here. That's whatever. It's okay, you know. But this is giving them a real, it's like blue, like almost like a teal, you know. And then another drawback is it's just a weird, you know, it goes from like kind of a hot pink on the dorsal plates to like a light pink yogurty thing all the way down to the tip of the tail and the thagomizer. So those are the differences between all three Godzillas. I happen to really like these figures. You know what I mean? Whatever. You can't expect a $9.99 figure to not have some flaws. And if you know how to repaint that, you know, that kid Louis Duran, bro, shout out to you, bro. Because that paint job you did on this Godzilla Evolve was fire. And so, you know, I think that, you know, Playmates keeps getting better. And I think that the next figures they put out will be even better than these. But I happen to really like Playmates. I think they give you good bang for your buck. You're getting good quality figures for cheap prices. And these are just nice figures to have posted up on your shelf. So that's the bottom line there, you know. And that's it for the comparison as far as Godzilla goes. So that's it, folks. We're about 2 days away, I think. Yeah, 2 days away from Godzilla X Kong, and I can't effing wait, baby. I'm sure everybody's dying to go, you know. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to get there. Either Saturday or Tuesday, probably. You know, because I'm working, so, but I'm gonna see it within the next few days, and I'm very psyched. And, you know, once again, I'm going to be an advocate of Playmates and say that they're doing a nice job on these figures for a reasonable price. You shouldn't hesitate to add Playmates to your collection. You know, it's some people have some Playmates figures are like people actually prefer them to some of the Bandai, which is crazy. But that's you know, that's the decent quality that Playmates is offering you, and so you know, they're just continuing that. I want to try to get my hands on some more of these Godzilla X Kong figures. I don't have many around me, so I might have to order some of the ones that I can't get around here. But all right, folks. So I just wanted to show you those, and look forward to the movie coming out. I'll definitely be dropping a review of that too. So look forward to that coming soon. And other than that, go get you some Gojis. Peace out, people.